I created consistent character images from just one prompt using this tool. This has been one of the biggest challenges in AI art for years, and it finally feels like that problem has been solved. The tool is called Artistly.ai, an all-in-one image generation platform built specifically for creators, marketers, authors, freelancers, and small businesses. Unlike typical AI art tools made just for playing around, Artistly is built for real-world use, from consistent character creation to product mock-ups, coloring books, and more. And one of its biggest advantages? No subscriptions, no credit limits, and lifetime access with a one-time payment. That alone sets it apart from most tools out there. In this walkthrough, I'll show you 3 of its key features, compare it with Midjourney, and give you my final verdict on whether it's worth buying. You'll find links to all the exclusive discounts in the description below. So let's head over to the dashboard. Artistly offers 2 ways to create consistent characters. The first is through the Fast AI Image Designer, and the second is the Advanced AI Image Designer. We'll start with the first method. Click on the Create Design bar to begin. This tool is especially known for its consistent character generation, so I'm excited to try that first. Since the characters may be used in different roles and environments, it is important to upload an image that is clear, well lit, and shows the character's features in detail. After uploading, the next steps are simple but important. Start by selecting the gender of your character. Next, adjust the dimensions. Then, set the similarity level. I have selected High here. This ensures that the character's face, body shape, and key visual elements remain consistent across different poses and backgrounds. Once all your settings are in place, you can move on to the creative part. Start by entering a simple prompt that describes your character. For my first try, I entered, "Woman wearing a stethoscope and medical coat, standing in a bright hospital." Here is the result. When compared with the original photo, the similarity is impressive. She looks like the exact same person, and the facial features match very well. But there is a small issue. The stethoscope appears on both sides of her shoulders, along with the earpieces, which causes some distortion. I also tested 2 other prompts. In one, the woman was cooking, and in the other, she was in astronaut gear. The cooking image looked quite natural and consistent. The astronaut image had some resemblance to the character, but the suit itself was not accurate and did not meet expectations. So far, the tool performs reasonably well, but there is one more downside, is that the time it takes to generate each image. Even with a fast internet connection, it takes around 10 to 15 minutes per image, which can slow down your workflow. I wanted to try the same concept on Midjourney to see how consistent and accurate the results are compared to Artistly.ai. And here's what I found. The female doctor's image turned out well in terms of details. Everything from the outfit to the background looks great. But the face isn't quite matching. It resembles the original, but not enough to confidently say it's the same person. In contrast, Artistly.ai handled this better by keeping the girl's facial features more consistent. Next, the cooking photo. The prompt about the apron was followed accurately, but the result still had a mismatch. She's not actively cooking. Instead, she's standing in almost the same pose as in the original image, still holding the notebook. Lastly, I was genuinely impressed with the astronaut result. It was significantly better than the one created by Artistly. The outfit wasn't distorted, the detailing was excellent, and most importantly, the character felt much more consistent. But honestly, judging by the other 2 results, if I were to rate character consistency out of 5, Artistly scores a 4.8, while Midjourney gets a 4. I do believe Midjourney has the potential to do better, especially if the prompts are more refined and personalized. Now let's try the next AI illustration feature. In this section, we begin by selecting a style. Once that's done, we enter a prompt and generate an image based on that style. I started with the clip art feature. After entering the prompt, choosing the dimensions, and clicking Generate, the tool took its time but delivered a good result. It followed the prompt well, and I'm happy with how it turned out. Next, I moved on to the semi-realistic cartoon style. I repeated the same steps, and the result was very accurate. This style could be especially useful for creators facing a creative block. It can easily be applied to comic books or cartoon character designs. Speaking of comics, I also tested the dark manga style. This one impressed me the most. The pencil sketch detailing, the background work, and the character itself were all very well done. The prompt was followed closely, and the final image had real artistic depth. Artistly.ai offers strong potential for commercial use. In the AI image generator section, you will find 12 different categories that let you create a variety of visuals, from posters and t-shirt designs to general illustrations. I started by testing the normal image generator with a prompt. For this test, I created a female elf warrior in futuristic armor and selected the 16:9 ratio. The result was impressive. The image was detailed, visually appealing, and followed the prompt accurately. Next, I tried the V4 Image Designer, which is known for generating posters and book covers. I decided to create a book cover using an idea I got from ChatGPT and entered it as a prompt. After clicking Generate, it took around 25 minutes to produce the first result, only to see that the book title had a missing letter, which was disappointing. So, I chose the Regenerate option to see if it could fix the issue. The second result came through much faster and addressed the problem. It placed the title correctly at the top, just as I described in the prompt. The final version looked much better and was more aligned with my vision. I also tried generating this on Midjourney, and honestly, it turned out quite good and aesthetic. The detailing was impressive, and it followed the prompt very well. I then tested the logo designer. The result was decent, not exceptional, but it worked well as a simple, usable logo. It could serve as a good placeholder or base for further refinement. But on Midjourney, the results were significantly better. I personally liked the bottom left one the most. The other three were also quite competitive compared to Artistly's output. Now, let's explore what the AI Design Agents feature has to offer. This section includes 12 different tools, and the YouTube thumbnail generator caught my attention first. I decided to test it by using one of my own channel's videos. After pasting the video link, the tool automatically generated a prompt based on the existing thumbnail. I selected the 16:9 aspect ratio and started the generation process. Here's the result. It came out surprisingly well, with a fun cartoon-style design. It looks great, and with a more refined prompt, it could produce even better thumbnails. This could save a lot of time compared to designing thumbnails manually. The next feature I explored was the coloring page generator. With the growing popularity of Amazon KDP publishing, this tool could be a huge time saver for book creators if the quality holds up. I entered a prompt and began the generation. This time the process was quicker, and the result was very good. Based on this test, I can definitely see this feature being useful for publishing businesses. Lastly, I wanted to try out the AI Design Assistant section. This also includes several tools, but I was most interested in the AI Character Creator. This feature could be helpful in a variety of use cases. First, it asks you to choose a style. I selected comic book illustration, then entered my prompt and clicked Generate. The result was impressive. The image was detailed, well-structured, and free from noticeable distortions. Everything looked accurate and visually polished. Another feature worth noting is the Product Photos Generator. This can be extremely helpful for businesses that want professional-looking product images without hiring a photographer or setting up a full studio. Here's how it works. Upload a product image. In my case, I uploaded a photo of a camera. Then enter a prompt that describes the scene or placement you want. And here is the result. The quality was noticeably improved, and although the placement was slightly farther than expected, the outcome was solid and practical. This feature could easily streamline product image creation for many businesses. Let's talk about the pricing, because this is where Artistly really stands out. The tool runs on a one-time fee. The commercial plan is $49 and gives you access to mockups, logos, coloring books, and more. The premium plan is $147 and includes consistent character tools, a scene creator, faster generation, and extra styles. You can even try it risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee using the discount link in the video description. Compare that to Midjourney, which is subscription-based and requires Discord. It starts at $10 per month, and the higher-tier plans go up to $120 per month. Plus, it doesn't offer built-in mockup or logo features. Artistly isn't here to replace Midjourney. It's built for a different purpose. It focuses on consistency and everyday business needs. It's not perfect, but for under $150, you could accomplish more in 1 week than months spent tweaking prompts elsewhere. If you found this helpful, you'll like this one too, where I share another useful AI tutorial to make your work easier.